Well, guys, this is day two, you could say. I've just woken up. Today I'm gonna do more of a vlog, see if I can do more of a vlog, and we'll see what it happens today. Now, I'm gonna go downstairs. I think my parents are doing a couple gardening stuff, which I'm gonna have to help them. And then once I'm done with that, hopefully we can get started and see how the day gets on. Yeah, I haven't even got time to get my. Anyways, let's see what happens today. Hopefully, it's better than yesterday. I didn't really get to do an intro, so anyways, I'm just gonna let you see what I was doing at the time and then make you understand. Oh, okay, so now we're taking down the oil for the second time. It's coming down now. It does look pretty nasty, not gonna lie. It is a bit nasty. You know, it's quite dark, which is kind of normal as well, but don't want all of that oil to like be hitting you guys. Now, I didn't really get to record a lot of the videos when we took down the oil sump, but when we got it out, we looked into the oil pump and we had to get new oil pump. So we quickly went to Erica Parts, we got the oil pump, and then we got an easy gasket, which is a silicone that goes on the gasket, well, to create a gasket. Here we can see the brand new oil pump, which when I looked at it, I was like, this is looking good. And you know, whoever sold the car is because the oil pump had issues. That's what we come up with. As you can see in this bag, I had the old one, which was, you know, quite bad. It wasn't in really good state. The teeth were a bit chipped. I think I do have the oil pump. I might show some shots. I might not. Anyways, and as you can see, I was just showing the teeth there, which they're really on point. They're quite good. So as soon as we got home, we got it up and we started putting everything together. Now, obviously, before you put an oil sump up again, you do want to make sure it's clean and is good. And as you can see, this oil sump, which it was good, it wasn't as bad as I expected to be, but your oil sump should not look like this at all. As long as you make sure your oil changes are done on point, and every now and then you do an engine cleaner, it will get rid of all that disgusting stuff for your next oil service. So if I was you, I'd get this done, as in like try get your oils done because you don't want to have an oil sump like this. See, because if any of those sidewalls, the bits were dropped off and then were to go into the small filter that the oil pump has, and it gets stuck there, then you're making the oil not go all the way up to the valves, and then your engine is not going to run great, you know. So if I was you, I'll make sure that if you were to go to open your oil sump or to do something like I'm doing, make sure you make a nice clean to it and you make sure it is nice and shiny. Once after you've cleaned it, it should look like this. There is still a bit of rubbish left, but make sure it's like as good as possible. Use double D40, use brake cleaner. Well, shouldn't be using double D40, but you know, brake cleaner, use some diesel, petrol if you have to. You need to make sure the oil sump is nice and clean because you don't want your oil pump to get broken as soon as you change it, or if you had to open it to do anything, you don't want your engine to break. So if I was you, I'll make sure it's nice and clean as my dad is doing here. Now, as you can see, my dad is using the easy gasket. That's what it's called, to create just a gasket, or because you can't really buy an oil sump gasket. So you have to make it with silicone. Now, as you can see, my dad is applying a good coat and he's making sure it's nice and thick, and then he will spread out after. Now, when you do this, obviously you want to make sure that everything is nice and cleaned and polished and there's not any bits from the old gasket. Now, if I was you, I'll sand it, but because we didn't have as much sandpaper left and we didn't get as much to do it, so we had to do it quickly because we were rushing, you could say. So make sure you do sand that bit off. And then as well, we have already put a new pump in. I didn't really get any clips to show you guys, but the new pump is on. We're now just putting the oil sump up to make sure that everything is up and running. So as you can see here, my dad is using his finger, which you shouldn't really be using it, but as you can see, he's using his finger to get the oil sump ready to put it up in the engine. As you can see here, my dad went to smoke a cigarette because he's a smoker, obviously, and he had to go to smoke a cigarette. While he was doing that, I quickly put all the screws into the oil sump, and then because my dad doesn't really trust me as much, and at the end of the day, I'm still learning, and all of these things, and these things are new to me as well. So what he actually did is went through all of the screws again and making sure there's nice and tight, and because sometimes if you use too much power and you don't know how to use, you know, you don't know how to properly do it, you can actually snap it or you can break one of the screws, which it can be a pain in the butt. And here I moved the camera by accident, so there's not any other footage that I can show you from. Now, as you can see, we did take the top cover off to see what was inside. Everything was fine. There wasn't any big damages done to it. It just needed a quick clean, and we had to get ready the gasket that was on. Get it ready to put the cover back on. Now we used easy gasket again, but I do have a new gasket on the way, so we can change it, and I'll try doing it myself without my dad's help because I obviously want to learn how to do this. So what we did is to give it a nice clean and then we put it back. We did clean the top cover because it was very dirty. Here is a picture. Now guys, I'm just gonna say that this is the end of the video. I hope you like it, I hope you've enjoyed it. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next one because you're gonna love it. Trust me, it's gonna be good.